The Starware Chronicles of Prophesied King. After dealing with Francisco's death, our heroes began making preparations to go to Starvania. There, as to be expected, will be their final challenge to face off against Darky and win back the kingdom for every Starvanian that's on Earth. Not just Earth, but also across the entire universe. With Mikey giving out his last tribute, they take the rocket to the skies to try and fight Darky over Starvania. Meanwhile, Darky makes its own preparations to be ready for their arrival. Things like putting troops ready, getting spells ready, all that sort of things, all planned for next time. Meanwhile, Anto is right now dealing with a bit of a mental crisis as he tries to figure out what either they really will make amends or not. Regardless, they still take to the space and eventually make it to Starvania. All that's left now is make it to Starvania Castle and face off against Darky. Episode 34. Return to Starvania. Starvania, a kingdom that once led a powerful and proud nation, was nothing more than a mere shell of what it was. Troops patrol each and every part of the city as the game moves as quickly and quietly as possible. Broken signs, ruined buildings, rubble on every inch of the streets, and even pieces of trash covered the town they walked across. David led the way along with Mikey as they stealthily moved closer to the castle. Not many troops around. You would think it would have kept this place more secure than it is now. We should be thanking our lucky stars that no one has noticed. As powerful as we are, we don't have the might to take on an army. Are you sure? David stops them as a couple of soldiers walk by. They are just like us. Each and every one of them has an ability to their name. Some might even have beyond states. And since we're getting closer to their base, there's possibly hundreds, maybe even thousands of them scattered. Not only that, but they're well trained as well. He looks back to all of them. We're on top of our little routines we do each day. Militarized training is a lot more refined. We could handle 20 of them for lucky, yet there's not much us 7 can do against them all.
I think we get it.
David points to the top of the castle. There's only one person we should care about this moment, and that's Darky. Everyone else we can handle later. He stopped after hearing a shout. Hey! They all get their abilities ready in a panic. Mikey looks over to see what was going on. He saw one soldier point his gun up to the sky beside a couple others. Looks like those Magonians want some more. The other soldiers look up as well. It's like the 12th attack this year. Those bastards must like losing.
It's obvious, ain't it? They're a glutton for punishment. Fortunately for them, if they keep attacking, that's exactly what they'll get.
They all took a sigh of relief.
Seems we came at the right time.
Nah, I'm not surprised. They turned back to him a little confused. It's said that those guys are stubborn as a mule. You have to completely nuke their entire race before they give up. Just look at that Peterson for reference. Good. If that's the case, we keep moving then. They nodded while doing so. Except for Sora, who ran back after hearing footsteps rush over. She looks over to see a 4th soldier run to them. What do you want? He points behind him sternly.
We're under attack!
The 3 of them laughed.
Tell us something we don't know. It's not like there's a giant ship in the sky or anything.
The soldiers seem annoyed by their laugh.
I already know that, asshat. I'm talking about something else.
They gave him a concerned look.
I couldn't tell what it was, but something faster than light just showed up and injured 3 others in a blink of an eye. They missed me, but they were last seen heading towards the castle.
They all got ready. Why didn't you say so? Men, move out. Find whoever this assailant is before they pick us off. Rushing away, Sora began to wonder.
Faster than light? It couldn't be who I think it is. Sora, don't fall behind.
Sure has a word that thought.
Coming.
We go back to the Dark Warrior soldiers looking around the town.
I swear I didn't even catch a glimpse of who it was.
Calm down. I'm sure whoever it is can't be that bold. It could be one of the Magonians getting early scouting. What do you guys think? As he asks, it seems time blinked for a second. That's when the 2 soldiers fell over, getting blasted by something. The other 2 pointed back in panic. What the hell is that?
It's the mysterious assailant. I'm telling you, they're on our tracks.
They looked around to see who it was before their visions were blocked by cookies. The anti-tail was blocking their vision eagerly.
May I interest you in some of my delicious cookies?
They brushed it aside while pointing their guns towards him. Don't move. Identify yourself now. That's when they heard a voice above them.
Oh, boo. Here I thought I would get more of a warm welcome. A pity.
They pointed their guns towards him.
You must be the assailant.
Anto holds out the mechanical hand confidently.
Aren't we smart? What loser decided to put you idiots in charge?
The same one who ordered us to kill any hostile intruders. They fired their guns as time blinked again. The first one didn't notice Anto was no longer there. Did he vanish? The other pointed his gun back at the robots.
You there, tell us where he is now.
And felt 2 guns in their backs.
How about you losers figure that out yourselves?
He fires at them both and incapacitates them. Turns to the castle, he points his gun away while walking.
Well done. What's your next move, sir?
Anto also points to the balcony.
It's time we paid a little visit to an old friend of theirs.
Meanwhile, Darky hangs by the throne with a heavy mind. He sits there while listening to the fighting outside. Flashes of his past came back before him as his mind became lighter and lighter to one thought. That was all interrupted, however, as one of the stained glass windows breaks to have Anto fly through it.
Alright, that was easier than expected. Now all we need to do is...
Looks over to see Darky sit on the throne. He gets up to confront the cyborg. I know you. Anto confronts him as well.
If it isn't everyone's favorite wizard, Darky. How are we doing this fine?
He waves his hand around to think of the time. Evening.
Yeah, whatever. As for me, I couldn't be any better.
Darky sticks his stats to the ground. And why is that? Anti-Titan hands him a tablet that, after it powers up, showed a picture of Darky along with a large number on it.
Someone wants you dead.
Darky looks further to see Morgan's name also being on it. Clever girl. That's what this is about. Anto brings out a blaster pointing at him.
If I knew this earlier, you wouldn't be standing here as we speak. With that being said, I hope you prepared your final words.
Darky gave a quick chuckle after hearing that. I failed to see how that will help me in this situation. Anto smirks while charging his gun.
Well, I'll admit your black magic ain't nothing to scoff at. I'm more than equipped to hold my own. Observe.
He shouts as Darky vanishes in front of him. That's when Anto turns back to see him stand pridefully. So, we are aware.
You think you can use my own tactics against me, fool?
Darky takes notice of the watches on his wrist. Are you that afraid to lose track of time? Anto smirks to hearing that, stopping time in the process.
You'll find that time is always on my side.
He fires his gun towards Darky, only for him to dodge despite time being stopped. Anto gives a shocked look after seeing that.
What? How did you...
Darky holds out his own shift stone. Oh, Anto, you always like to think you're a step ahead. Time restores, yet you fail to realize that you're using outdated technology. Nothing more than old relics. He crushes the stone while dropping its dust. That's why I'm here. To bring about a new age where we're no longer chained by the past. I'm sure you understand that. Then again, you do like to chase it. Anto gives him a growl while browning his lips.
I'm not giving up yet. I still have one thing left.
He looks at his watches while giving a sigh.
Please, God, make this work.
He activates all of them to give one punch directly towards Darky. It lands, putting Darky into some sort of fabric of reality. He gets him back while breathing heavily. Anto gives a confident laugh.
That's right, you got nothing against my quantum punch. What you gonna do now?
Anto gives them another one, only for Darky to cast a spell to stop that. You had enough fun today. He then casts another spell to cement Anto to the ground. I think putting you in timeout will do everyone some good. He tried to fight back, but it was to no avail.
Don't think you won.
Darky kneels down to him confidently. I don't need to think that. In fact, there's nothing to think about. You're as predictable as a moth finding a flicker of light. I know despite the bounty, you're here for a different reason. Anto didn't respond to hearing that. That's when Darky lets go of him. Which, to assume, means you gave him my warning. Good. How about you do your job again and give him another warning? You can do that much, can't you? Anto gets exhausted as he looks at Darky seriously. Now we go back to the game as they slowly approach the castle. Almost there, I can feel it. Just beyond this alleyway. Maya looks back to all of the ruined kingdom. I can't imagine all the work we had that needs to be done to build this place back up. Sora holds his hand as they go forward.
No matter the mess, we can fix it together.
Mikey nods confidently. That's when they stop out of the alleyway. Here we are. They all gave all looks as they saw the giant castle. I heard stories of it, yet all these years it looks as good as it did back then. Your ancestors knew how to build a home. Maya just looked back at focused. Let's just hope they at least built a good legacy. Maya took a step forward before stopping. He looks over to see some of the Dark Warriors stand there. Hey you! Stop! They all got out to see what was going on. Other soldiers came towards them. Who you are and where do you think you were going? Maya looks over to David, who seemed concerned. Great. Just our luck. Almost home free and this happens. Maya takes a deep breath. I suppose it can't be helped. He looks down in front determined. They all wait for him to say something. Listen here, Dark Warriors. He takes out the star blade and points at them. The soldiers himself get a surprised look. That's right. This blade does look familiar, doesn't it? My god, it's Michael Starticus! They all get their guns ready. Cody stands beside them. That's right. You ain't the only one fighting you today. For you're also dealing with the mighty Eagle Man. They all get their abilities ready to fight. Terry transforms its fury as they charge into battle. The Dark Warriors open fire, yet Cody's will block all of it with his armor. The Yaras flank them with their own attacks. David uses Bow and Phoenix on some of the guards as Fury and Dragono tag team some of the others. Sora reflects the bullets with Cody, giving Sierra clear shots to hit them with her ability.
Shit, they're too much!
The soldier pulls out a radio.
Hurry, what do you need?
Mikey uses a star beam to destroy it. What you need to do is tell your boss one thing. He hits the soldier with a sword beam, sending him flying to the front gate of the castle. That is, the king has returned to his kingdom. They all stand determined as they find the soldier fall. That went smoother than expected, yet let's not let our guard down. David takes the lead as the others follow him through the gates. Who knows what else lies in store for us here. David approaches the large front door of the castle. He feels it with memories running through his mind. It's been ages since I last saw this place. At least that's what it felt like. He takes a look back to the kingdom. It's all coming back. I remember what year is where my dad stood his ground against Darky. Of course, we already know the story from there, so no need to say it again. Before he opens the door, Cody stops him. Wait! David turns back to his eagle friend. Shouldn't Mikey be the one to open the door? It's gonna be his own after all. Mikey gives him an odd look. I don't think it matters. I don't care who opens the door, just open it! David shrugs as he allowed Mikey to do so. If it makes it go quicker. He opens the door, revealing the sight of a splendor. Inside was a larger room with staircases leading upwards. The 3 doors occupied the bottom room as the 3 rooms did on top. And a golden statue of a man with large hair and full armor with a crown on top of his head stood there along with many other soldiers. Next to it was a sign that said Ebenezer Starticus, leader of Starvania. The statue had a word in black saying fraud. Jesus, Darky was right. My family is pretentious as shit. They all went over to investigate for themselves. I wouldn't call it pretentious, more egocentric.
I think it's the same thing.
Sierra takes off some knight armor from a statue beside them and tries to fit it on. Fury goes over to investigate. What are you doing? It barely fits her.
Trying to see what it'll look like in this. Not sure if this thing is for me, though.
Sora laughs while walking over.
Clearly not as it seems too small for you.
Most armor statues are. You'd be hard-pressed to find one that just fits you. David takes the charge again. Regardless, we don't want to get too distracted. Remember, we have a wizard to fight. Mikey soon follows. Right. Let's keep moving then. The others follow as well. They walk through the castle to take notice of all of its attractions. One hallway had tapestries of many kings of Starvania, some were even queens as well. Didn't know your family was a bunch of grandpas. Mikey stopped as he took notice of one of them. It was Obadiah's, who stood on it sternly with the star blade in his hand. He remained motionless as the others looked concerned. Do you think he saw me now? Would he be proud of me, of who I am? They go over to see for themselves. By the way he talked in his final message, I would say so. That's when they heard footsteps come near them. They got into the defensive stance, except for Mikey as he came closer. Is he here to greet us already? Keep your guard up. We can't risk anything. They didn't stop to see light and march towards them. Even for someone such as myself? They eased up as he saw the tapestry for himself. I wouldn't exactly call this his best look. Mikey nods in understanding. I already know what he did. Lightning doesn't respond to that statement. That's when he took notice of a blank one beside them. There are many things we can't control in life, Fate. What our relatives did before us is one of many things. Yet, he pulls Mikey over to the blank. There's a way to wash all of that away. Do you know how? Mikey looks back to him sternly. The only thing you can control is your legacy. The legacy being the responsibility you took from the very start. The way you live your life, prepare yourself on every level. And that's what helps form legacies. And the thing about legacies is that not only can it tell a person who you are, but also pave the way for the next one to follow your footsteps. These are the kind of things that you have to show you can handle. Maggie nods in understanding as he stares at the white painting. Lighting then begins to walk away. What happened happened, there's no use changing that. The only thing you can handle is what you have now. Form your legacy, Michael. You'll find it on the second door in the 5th hallway. Head down there first, and then make your way up. I hope you are ready to face off against him. Even with the knowledge of fate, I can't guarantee what will happen. Maggie stares at him determined. Doesn't matter. I'll keep going. Light nods and walking off. Good. She's still alive. You better hurry while you have the chance. Mikey then rushes off with the others following. Lion continues to look at him sternly. Godspeed, Michael. I promised Darky after giving the message of your return long ago I'll remain neutral in this conflict. I gave both of you the tools. It's up to you to make it happen. They follow Mikey, who seemed to be faster than before. Slow down, mate. You don't want us to track any more of these guys. Nah, let him run. Cody stares at Fury weirdly. If you knew, then you would let him run until he reached her. Cody just kept giving him that weird look. Meanwhile, Mikey kept running through each and every hallway, not caring for anything within it. Surprisingly, there weren't any Dark Warriors attacking them. It's almost like the halls were completely empty themselves. That's when Mikey stopped as he approached the door in question.
Did you find it?
They all caught up as Mikey investigated the wooden door. He opens it to reveal a long stairwell going down. Quickly, he runs downstairs to everyone, giving each other confused looks. I know Lighten said to come here first, but shouldn't our focus only be Darky? Fury and Sora, however, knew what was happening as they followed.
It was never his only focus.
I thought you guys already figured it out by this point. Figure out what? Everything met, it eventually dawned on them what was happening.
It's been so long, I hope she's okay.
I think all he cares about now is she's alive. At least that's what I would think if I was him. And came down while thinking. Meanwhile, Morgan sat there in her cell a little more healthy. Yet, she seemed upset what was happening right now. That is until she heard footsteps come quickly towards her. She holds her head out curiously, wondering who it was. At first, that was Darky, to which she gave a sour look because of the implications. That is until she gave a shocked look to see who it is. On the other side was Mikey, who breathed heavily after stopping in front of her.
Michael!
Mikey was still catching his breath with tears coming out of his eyes. We are now taken back to the time where things were more glamorous than they are now. The castle and the town seemed a little more prosperous as each person did their daily lives in the kingdom of Starvania. The castle itself was lively, having a party with many esteemed guests. Eating, dancing, drinking, socializing. Each one did their own thing, with Obadiah being the talk of the place. He was talking to other rich people a little loopy. I'm telling ya, he's gonna make Kevin look like he was only an advisor. The others laugh after hearing that. Sure, whatever you say, Sodicus. The other noble leans into him.
It's clear that he's had a bit too much.
They look over to see Obadiah spew the same thing to others around them. At least he cares for the boy. He's not even 2 months old and he's already singing his praises. I wish my old man did that.
Maybe so, but imagine if the kid doesn't live up to expectations. I fear what might happen.
The other noble shook his head. I wouldn't. Jorah won't forget who his mother is. King Lyric chose the right woman to wed his son, I'll tell you. As the party continues, a floor above them was Morgan reading a book by a fire. It was a light novel where she had a baby leap beside her.
And that's when the little star flew away to its home, where he lived the rest of his life in peace.
She closed it while looking at the baby. He was fast asleep as Morgan held on to him. She smiles while rocking back and forth in the chair. And as they were, the door opens to have Obadiah come in a little disappointed. That's it. I'm calling it off now. Morgan doesn't pay him any mind.
I figured with the baby you would stop doing this.
He's 2 months old. It's worth celebrating for my son's life. Look at him, dear. Don't you see the potential in his eyes? That's when the baby started to cry. Morgan tried to hush him calmly while rocking back and forth on the chair. Obadiah then took a second to think about what's happening. He sits on the chair beside them.
We don't know what he's capable of. All we know is that he's our son.
Obadiah just sits there thinking. I just wish everyone saw what I can see. Morgan looks back at the boy who went back to sleep.
That's for him to show once he grows up. For now, let him be him. In time, he'll be what you see. Just be patient. I'm sure your dad will have that in mind when he raised you.
Obadiah stands up while looking at the fire. You're right, Morgan. I guess I get too eager. She laughs while looking at him peacefully. He leaves quickly. I'll be right back. Keep it at bay. Morgan just keeps looking at the baby with loving eyes.
Oh, Michael. Sometimes I think he gets too excited.
She hugs him gently.
Even then, I know you'll grow up to be a great man. But for now, just sleep till your heart's content.
She keeps rocking back and forth before the door opens again.
Oh, honey. Is it over already?
Obadiah seems stressed while looking at her. Get Michael out of here, now! Morgan gets up as they feel a blast from the outside.
Are we under attack?
She doesn't notice Obadiah is rubbing Michael's head. There's no time to talk. Get him out of here now! Dragonel should help you up on the balcony. It's the Dark Warriors. She gasps at hearing that.
My goodness. What about you?
Obadiah is taken disturbed about leaving. I'll fight them off, but to be safe, she nods confidently. Obadiah leaves with Morgan concerned looking awkward. This will lead us back to the cell with Mikey and Morgan. He quickly breaks the door to get closer. They just look at each other with more tears. Mom, I thought I would never see you again. She gives him a warm smile.
You're seeing me now, aren't you?
He smiles too as he goes in for the hug. They hug for a bit while longer.
It's been so long since I last hugged you.
They laugh as they hug tightly. The others soon came down to see what was happening. Everyone except Cody, Fury, and Sora seemed shocked while looking at her. Queen Starticus? He kneels as he sees her. Mikey and Morgan let go while just looking at each other. He then breaks off each of the chains that held her with his ability. He gets up and holding out his hand. Are you able to walk? Morgan grabs his hand while getting up. She seemed shaky, yet was able to stand. However, after taking her first step, she stumbled into Mikey's arms. What did he do to you this time? She laughs with more tears.
Funny how fast time flies, wouldn't you say?
She pushed him off gently.
I can do this. Just give me a little space.
She takes one step at a time. Even shaky, she will take a few steps slowly. Come to me. You got this. She slowly does, finally gaining some footing.
17 years. That's how long it's been, hasn't it?
She looks at them with a smile.
I haven't been anywhere but this castle for 17 years. All the energy I had to expel to hold firm. I'm sorry for breaking at the end, though.
Mai hugs her again. Don't be. It's fine. We're all fine. He pulls away to show her the rest of the group.
I see. This is the rest of them, then.
She walks over to greet each one.
You must be the young dragon now.
Indeed. My father made sure your son was safe.
Good. And you must be the demon guy, Fury.
Fury holds up the mirror to show Terry's reflection. And me. I'm here too. She goes while looking over at David.
It's okay, Emblem. You don't have to do that.
He looks back up at her with pride. For all you've been through, I'm figured giving the respect you deserve is least I can do. She gives her a giggle.
It's fine. Holding my son again is more than enough for me. Thank you for helping him out.
David stands up pridefully. I can tell you, the moment I saw him, I knew he was worth protecting. She nods confidently. After she looks over to Sierra.
Which makes you Sierra White, the self-proclaimed royal guardsman.
She bows as well.
If it isn't too much to ask, protecting others will be my new motivation.
That's when Morgan turned to Mikey.
Michael, I hope you don't mind, but can I see your sword for a moment?
Sure thing. He hands over the star blade to Morgan. That's when she approaches the bowing Sierra.
By the power invested in me, I, Morgan Starticus, Queen of Starvania, pronounce you as Sir Sierra White, Knight of the Spirit.
She knights Sierra, who looks up with excitement. Mikey gives a laugh at hearing that. That's that then. You made a good choice. She hands back the sword.
Now, Michael, as much as I would love to spend more time with you, there's one more thing you have to do.
She points above them. He nods as everyone gets serious looks.
He's at his peak, and he already knows you're here. I wish there was more I could do, but I'm afraid I have not enough to give.
That's fine. The only thing I ask for you is to stay alive.
Same to you. I already lost your father. Even with the arrangement, he still meant a lot to me.
I know. He gives her another hug, this time in confidence. You aren't going to lose me either. I'm gonna win this kingdom back for every Starvanian. Then, we're gonna lead this kingdom the right way. She gives him a confident look.
I wish you luck in your fight against him. And while I'm not sure where you guys are at now, I can feel you are ready for him. Good luck.
Lenny lets go as the gang goes back upstairs.
Oh, one more thing, Michael.
He turns back seriously.
I love you.
Maggie gives her a smile. I love you too, Mom. He walks upstairs with the others. Now we go back to Darky, who sits on the throne while Anto's standing defeated. He freed her.
Freed who? Who are you talking about?
Darky looks at him annoyed. A step ahead, Anto gives back his own annoyed look.
Playing guessing games only pisses me off, you know.
He holds Anto in the air as he chokes on his words. Squeal that nonsense again, and I will kill you like your clone, you hear me? Anto doesn't say anything as Darky lets go of him. Anyway, he draws near to the throne. It's time you do your job, you hear me? Anto looks up to him annoyed. He just glances at him while walking off. Darky then stares at the stained glass window of Obadiah's. I guess that prophet was right. He did come back after all. Unfortunately for him, it's not going to end the way he thinks. For the freedom of Starvania, no. For the entire universe. I will strike you down here, Michael. He stares at the door while sitting back on his seat. Finally, we're back to the gang, who was going up several staircases. David and Mikey led the way again as they went up. You okay? Maggie gives him a smile. Seeing her again was the confidence boost I needed. Now there's nothing that can stop me from beating him. That goes for the rest of us. Maggie stares back to see everyone give him a confident look. They stop at the hallway that had nothing but open windows and benches.
Why are we stopping?
David turns back to everyone. This is it, the final room. He points to that staircase. Up there is him waiting for us. He pulled back the rest of his troops, so it's clear he's confident that he can kill us. Cody takes a charge from the group. So what? He can be as overconfident as that Ebenezer guy. We're gonna kick his ass either way. Maggie looks toward the Fury's input. I don't fear him anymore. As I promised, I will with you to the end. Sora grabbed Mikey's hand with confidence.
Just like the rest of us.
Maggie smiles will face everyone. I just want to say thank you for all your help. I couldn't ask for a better group he'll be on this journey. That we end this thing together, once and for all. They all smiled as they heard someone coming towards them. They were clapping as it was happening. That's when they turned around to see Anto stand there while sarcastically clapping.
Congratulations, you made it.
They just stared at him confused.
I was in your little compartment in the rocket. I'll admit, Francisco really knew what he was doing.
Sora leads in front to greet him.
Anto, understand that
He holds his hand out to stop her.
Save it. I already know.
They all remained quiet as he said that. He then looks out to the night sky. There he sees 3 moons, 2 white and 1 orange, float around with some stars.
Maybe you really are sorry about what you did. Perhaps I do regret some things we did after all. But that's not why I'm here right now. Unless we met 2 hours earlier, that is.
Then what is it then? He stares back at them.
Seems my overconfidence got the best of me. I've been downgraded to nothing more than a postman.
He looks at him seriously.
He has another warning to give. He wants Mikey to face him alone.
They're white. Anto gets up real close to them.
This is exactly what he said. Either Mikey faces him alone or his mother will perish. That's what he says.
Maya gets up to him concerned. What do you mean, perish? Anto looks at him annoyed.
I don't fucking know. He put a curse on her or something.
David gets in the way to face Anto. You can tell him to shove that curse up his ass. Anto laughed at hearing that.
Tell him yourself. I would love to see that.
David looks back to see Mikey conflicted.
Great, now what do we do?
David thinks for himself. Let's take a break here and discuss. There's nothing more than a threat after all. I'm sure it's something we can do. Think. About what? There's 2 ways this could end. Either Mikey faces him alone and dies, or we go together his mother dies. Either way, a Stargate is gonna die.
Maybe we don't have to do that. There's a way to make sure everyone gets out alive.
You're right, there is. They'll look over to Mikey, who seems settled. I'll go alone. Cody gets up shocked. Are you kidding? What happened in doing this together? He's going to kill you. Mike gets up with him. You don't know that. I've been preparing for the past 5 years for this moment. As much as I love your help, this compromises everything. We worked so hard to make sure she gets out alive. I can't go back on that now. Then he gets up as well. So you're gonna give up on everything to fulfill your wish. Don't forget you ain't the only one fighting for something here. Fury gets up himself. In all honesty, I agree with Mikey on this one. Looks over to the boy. I know I was going to lose the one you care about the most. If he wishes to go alone to protect her, then let him.
Hold on.
She gets up herself.
Let's not forget the circumstances here. Even if Mikey beats him alone, who's to say he won't use that curse against him? We know Darky is willing to do anything to get rid of royalty. I can imagine he would do something this crummy.
Fury gets in the middle of it all. No, let's not get too heated. How about we sleep on it and discuss tomorrow? Darky put the ball in our court, so there's no reason for him to attack. He's waiting for our move. David takes a side to hearing that. And I suppose you're right. Everyone, get a good night's rest. We'll continue this discussion tomorrow. They all nod in understanding. This finally leads us to night. Everyone was sleeping peacefully except for Mikey, who sat there with thoughts racing through his head. He stares at everyone there intently and back at his sword. And that's when he came to a hard conclusion. He gets up while strapping the sword around his back. He quietly walks away as he looks back. I wish we can all do this fight together. I really do. Yeah, I can't risk anything more. She has a few tears. If I don't make it out, then thank you all for being my friend. You guys mean everything to me, and I know you'll be okay. He takes another deep breath looking back at them. As he walks up the staircase, before he continues, Anto stops him.
Going alone, huh?
He starts to confront him.
He's going to kill you.
The stakes were made aware a long time ago. I know what will happen.
Yet you're going to risk that much to protect one person.
That person is my mother.
Your mother who's on the brink of death? Is this how you're going to protect her? Throwing your life away?
He pulls his sword out confidently. I'm not throwing anything away. I will win this. Tell Yars I'm sorry, but this was regrettably not a hard decision to make. Tell Fury, Cody, and Dragon I'm grateful to have them as friends. Tell Sword that even though we like each other, she has to move on if I don't make it. Tell Sierra to protect this kitten with her life like she always wanted. And tell David thanks for everything. Can you please do that, Anto? Anto just stares at him blankly.
Whatever. This means that your plan is to take him down with you.
If I have to. Anto walks back down the staircase nonchalantly.
Fine. See you then.
Oh, and I'm sorry for everything I did. Anto looks back at him calmly.
For what it's worth, and after what I did in return, I forgive you.
Mikey nods with a smile. Anto walks back downstairs as Mikey does the same upstairs.
Ain't so bad after all, Mikey. I wish you luck against him.
Maya walks up while staring at this long staircase.